Well, I feel like an idiot. I just recorded this entire video that you're listening to now already, and I forgot to turn my mic on. So here we are again, round 2. If you're seeing this video, this is not a bash of HiddenXperia. I know you've already seen the title and the thumbnail, so you already know that I'm criticizing him. I'm not bashing him. I think he's a great guy. I think the content he makes is phenomenal. I think he got one thing wrong in his last video titled, "Let's talk about the recent Halo Infinite news and the state of this game." Specifically, we're talking about armor coding. Now, armor coding in Halo Infinite, and I'm going to read you the quote from Christopher Boehm, who is the lead player investment designer. They say, "A coding is a 7-layer shader that allows us to put an artist-authored color, material, or pattern into 7 channels and apply it to in-game items like weapons, armors, and vehicles." Yes, that's right, including vehicles. Now, this means they're primarily focusing on color, materials, and patterns. This allows them to change those primary 3 things and make unique armor coatings and weapon coatings and vehicle coatings so that we have a little bit more experience. Now, they have taken away the traditional primary and secondary and even tertiary color options that a lot of us come to love and enjoy because they just want a newer system, is what I've gathered from the Halo Waypoint article. Now, what HiddenXperia was talking about in his video, and this is where I disagree with him at, is that the coatings that we see that are available for promotions through the cookies, the candies, the Monster Energy drinks, even on the toys, like Redshift, which you can only get from GameStop, the Adrenal, which you can only get from Monster, the Azure and the Monarchs from their respective locations as well, and even some mystery blue and yellow camo that he talks about in his video. These coatings, he theorized when he looked at the terms and conditions for the promotions that are going on, they assign them a specific dollar value, like anywhere between $5 to $10. Some of them are a little less, depending upon what they're affecting. This even goes for the armor badges and weapon badges and the player name cards. So that was his theory, is that when we finally get access to these camos in game, if you didn't get them through the promotion, you're going to have to pay for them. But one thing that I think he might have overlooked, and it's usually in the terms and conditions, is that there's usually no purchase necessary in order to get these specific coatings. So to me, that means that you won't have to pay for these coatings when they're finally released, because you technically don't have to pay for anything to get the coating, because I'm not buying the coating through this promotion. I'm buying a product, and as a bonus for buying the product, I get the code to redeem this coating later. I mean, I pre-ordered the pop figures from GameStop, and when I went in to buy them, I paid for them during this promotional period, which is November 9th to December 13th at GameStop, and I was able to redeem the coding, and I actually did it just before recording this video. So, to me, I don't think you're going to have to pay when this comes in. And the way I'm going to sum this up is, you have to remember, and I've talked about this in a previous video, Fortnite, for better or worse, has changed the gaming industry. Their battle pass or season pass, or however you want to call it, that is the way that we see most games moving. We see that shortly after Fortnite did it, Rainbow Six Siege did it. It was in the new Modern Warfare, and it's currently in Master Chief Collection. They have the seasons where you can unlock certain things by progressing. And I think that's what we're going to see introduced into Halo Infinite. It's not going to be locked behind a paywall. I think it's more or less going to be similar to the rec system from Halo 5 with a season pass from Master Chief Collection, because it just makes sense. They already have both systems in place, and they both seem to function well, and there are downsides to both, but that's not what we're talking about in this video today. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to give you the ability to unlock things through a season pass, or by completing a season. You get different unlocks for certain things, and you might be able to unlock items by using the rec system. I'm not 100% sure how it would work, but I have a feeling it's going to be a combination of the two, or one of each. So the way I like to see it is, it might be similar to something that Rainbow Six Siege did. They have their Renown and their R6 credits. So their R6 credits are kind of similar to rec points, except you can't really earn the R6 credits by playing a game. You have to purchase those, but you earn the Renown just by playing the game. And when they drop new skins for their game, for their characters, you can either purchase them with the Renown, and it's usually a significantly high price. It's for players who are on the game basically nonstop, or that are on the game as much as possible so they get as much Renown as possible. You can also spend your Renown directly on the skin, or you can take a risk, and for a less price, you can buy a alpha pack, they call it in Rainbow Six Siege. You can buy an alpha pack and you have a chance of potentially getting the skin that you want, or some other random skin. I think that's the direction that Halo Infinite is going to be moving to with their armor coating system. So yeah, they're not going to be locked behind a paywall. I don't see why they would. They've never locked anything behind a paywall, and I don't know why they're going to start with Halo Infinite. I mean, what they have seen, and again, this is something that Fortnite has done, and it's something Fortnite and Modern Warfare did. They made their games free to play, and then they charged for them later, but you necessarily didn't need to pay. If you just played the game, you would still get the skins and whatever else that you wanted, all these custom items, but you just had to play and grind out the game. You didn't necessarily have to pay for it. If you didn't want to grind the game, you could pay for it. You could pay all the way up to what you wanted to get and then stop paying, but I think that's going to be the more likely scenario of how Halo Infinite is going to handle their armor coatings, their weapon coatings, and all of their coatings they're going to be doing, all of their special perk items. So that's it. It's not a bash on the guy. I think he does great content. So hopefully you've listened to all this before you've gone down in the comments and completely trashed me. But you can do what you want. It's ultimately your call. The last thing I want to talk about before we finish this video is Halo 4. Halo 4 is releasing tomorrow, November 17th. It's supposed to come out at 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 noon Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern. So you should be able to download the game ahead of time, and then once it's released or launches, then you'll be able to get access to the game. One thing that I think you want to know about this is that crossplay is enabled for multiplayer, not for campaign. What this means is that if you want to be able to play co-op campaign with someone, you have to be on the same system. You cannot crossplay an Xbox and a PC for campaign. You can crossplay Xbox and PC for multiplayer, but it cannot be done on campaign. If you want to play co-op campaign, you either have to both be on an Xbox or you both have to be on a PC. Also, there's been this rumor circulating that ranks were going to be resetting for Master Chief Collection. That's been put to rest. There is no resetting of ranks in Master Chief Collection. What they are going to be doing is that they will be updating the ranks so that they are the same across PC and Xbox. And this is because they finally have crossplay enabled for, well, they just launched Halo 4 for PC first off. So they're updating everything so that your multiplayer rank across both systems will be the same. Now what they're doing is they're taking your highest rank from either PC or Xbox, and that is going to be your new rank. So if you've played a lot of PC lately and you have a very high multiplayer rank in PC, then your new rank when you get on your Xbox again to play is going to be your rank that you were on PC, and it will continuously update so it stays at that highest rank. So if you have to switch back and forth between systems, it's always going to be whatever the rank was when you left off on the last system. So yeah, that's the cool thing. Ranks are basically getting updated, so if you like to switch back and forth but you don't like being a low rank on, say, your Xbox because you play primarily on PC now, don't have to worry about it anymore. When you switch back over to play on Xbox, your rank's going to be updated. It's going to be whatever your highest rank is. So, and vice versa. If you played more on Xbox, but now you're starting to get into PC because now all of the games are available on PC, guess what? Your multiplayer rank is all the same. So, don't have to worry about nothing. Last but not least, Season 4 is launching with the launch of Halo 4. What does this mean? It means that, well, Season 3 obviously is done. All of the challenges that were enabled for Season 3, they're now going to be locked. So if there is any armor, weapon, or vehicle skin that you want from Season 3 challenges, you need to do that today or before the game launches tomorrow, the November 17th. This video is coming out November 16th at 3 p.m. You have less than 24 hours to complete these challenges so that way you can get those specific coatings. Not coatings, skins, because Coatings are for infinite, skins are for the rest of it. This is getting confusing. In any case, if you want those specific skins, the weapons, the armor, whatever it is, if you want those specific skins, you need to complete those challenges within the next 22 hours from the release of this video. Otherwise, you're not going to get access to them until they decide to make them a reward for challenges either coming up in this season or as a special set of challenges they might release here and there or in a future season. Now, Season 3 unlocks will still be available in the actual season themselves. You can spend your points in order to get those unlocks, but the challenges are going to be locked. With that said, we're going to end today's video. If you found any of this information useful, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and get subscribed. Hit that bell icon so you know when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care now.
I knew we would be perfect together. And I was right.